Bada was born in Yugoslavia, communist Yugoslavia, March 26, 1936. World War II comes to Yugoslavia, it's still communist. Bada, as a 5-year-old child, this would have been in 41, saw, as their whole family did, a bomb drop in their backyard. And Bada remembers always being hungry. They never had enough to eat. They never had enough money until he was 30 when he left Yugoslavia. From the age of 20 till the age of 30, attempted to get out of the country. He had approval to go to U.S. because he had parents there. When he came to the U.S., he got a job right away at Blue Cross, and he worked at Blue Cross for 38 years until he retired. Being single for 4 years was tough, but I had Kim and I had my mother, you know, half an hour away. I had my siblings, and in '74, I met Bada, and we dated for 10 months, and it was a wonderful time. And I remember the first time he came to our house, Kim was, I think she was 5.5.
And he gave me a big, gigantic chocolate bar.
That was it was about this size. A giant Hershey bar. Well, she fell immediately in love with him, and he with her. Bada was no different as a father to Paul, outwardly, than to Kim. In my view, he was equal, he was fair, he loved them both.
We were very close when I was young. He used to take me fishing, he would play tennis with me, we would go to like Temescal and go for runs. Like, I didn't feel like he was a stepdad at all, because I really didn't know my biological father. But one time we were going to Mexico, and he was too cheap to take a taxi to the airport in Tijuana. And so we had to get on a bus, and I had like fishing buckets and like a spear gun and like all of our stuff. Okay, I was like absolutely mortified. I was probably 15 years old. And then we had to like walk across this bridge with these buckets and fishing poles and all this crap. I was mortified. And then on that same trip, me and my mom were sitting at the pool, and here comes Bada with his spear gun and his flippers and a what do you call those things? No, the tiny little swimsuits. Like a Speedo, and he jumps in the pool. I was like, oh God, this man. Anyways, he taught me, who cares what other people think? Like, he's going to be himself. He didn't give a crap what anyone thought. And to basically stick up for yourself.
As a husband, Bada was, as I said, strong-minded. He was wonderful. He was a great, strong man with goals. He had goals. He wanted to, he saved. He didn't like us spending a lot of money. He wanted to save money. He once said, I would rather know that I have money. I don't need to spend it. I just am glad to know I have it. Bada said, I want to go into hospice. And he asked how long Bada had to live, and the guy said maybe 6 months. Well, that was not true.
Every time I would go down, he would be a little bit worse and a little bit worse.
So the night before he passed away, Paul and I got up at midnight. We gave him his medication at 8, and then we both went to bed. Kim went to her room. We all went to bed. But at midnight, Paul and I woke up again, and he was breathe. I was sleeping on the couch right next to him. He was on the bed, but I was on the couch right next to him. He was breathing erratically. Paul came out. We didn't say anything, but we knew. And then shortly after that, Kim came out of her room. Somehow, she never woke up at 4 o'clock. But somehow she sensed it. And she came out. And she didn't say anything at the time, but she said later, I knew you weren't ready.
I just knew, and I said, you guys, I said, come over here. I said, Paul, put on some classical music, because Bada loves classical music, and they were just looking at me, and I'm like, just do it, and like in 5 to 10 minutes, he was gone.
He was a very good, solid, strong, honest man, hardworking man. He was the love of my life.
That's good.
Okay, both of you get in this picture now. Kim, come over here. Yeah. I can't get all three of you in.
I'm the only one dancing here.
Paul, you're in
Papa's
it now.
dancing too.
Dance, Bato.
I think he had enough.
You getting tired?
Okay.
Well, we had some fun. We partied a little bit.